Kicking off the hour with DeMarcus Ware, courtesy of BetOnline. You can check out BetOnline for the most diverse list of Super Bowl props, including length of the national anthem, first song Rihanna plays, commercial odds, broadcast odds, game and player stats, and much, much more. DeMarcus Ware, Super Bowl 50 champion and a Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist, joins us. DeMarcus, great to have you on, man.
Hey, thank you guys for inviting me on, man. How are you guys doing today?
We are fantastic, and BetOnline's going to be busy, right?
Oh, they're going to be betting for sure, man. This is going to be a crazy game, especially with, I feel like two even teams. You got two beat-up quarterbacks, and you got two defenses that, Philly's been balling out, but, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is just starting to pick up. So I think this is going to be a great game.
How much do you enjoy watching the Philadelphia pass rush?
I love pass rush when it's with any team, but when you have a team that's racked up over 70 sacks this season, I don't know if that's a record or not, but that means they're getting pressure on the quarterback and they're actually rushing as a unit. So it's really cool to see. And, hopefully, the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line can hold up to all that pressure they're going to bring.
DeMarcus Ware, our guest on OutKick 360. I'm reading through some of the Hall of Fame selectors that bring up your case, your career. I respect Rick Gosselin a ton, and I'm sure you know him well from the Dallas area. He says, Patience must be a virtue for DeMarcus Ware, just as it has been for so many Hall of Fame edge rushers before him. Jack Youngblood waited 13 years. Kevin Green waited 12. Charles Haley, 11. Richard Dent waited 9. How, when you see that, do you think of the vote and you think, man, this is going to be a long wait, or is every year similar where you're thinking, okay, this is my opportunity right out of the gate?
I think I always say this is your opportunity right out of the gate. The reason why I say that is you go from 122 to the final 15, and this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And every year, it's almost like the Super Bowl. I gave my whole resume out every single year, but now this is my final resume, and I get to put that out there each time. And how cool would it be that now all the things, the hard, work that you put in, get enshrined forever, and with the best. And that's saying a lot when you say with the best. That's like that 1% of guys that even play in the NFL even make the Hall of Fame.
It's amazing listening to what Hutton brought up about edge rushers and just how differently we value edge rushers in football. Really over the course of your career, DeMarcus, talking about Jack Youngblood and how great he was, well, rushing the passer was very different in his day as opposed to your day and how that spot is valued. Anyone who can affect a quarterback, whether it be edge rusher or lockdown corners, they're valued a lot more in today's NFL and even as you played. Did you sense that valuation becoming better for your position and what you were doing as your career evolved, especially early on with the Cowboys?
I sensed that at the tail end of my career, once we got to a point to where they started throwing the ball a lot. In the NFC East, you're going against the Giants with Brandon Jacobs, they're running the football. You got this Washington Redskins with Clinton Portis, they're running the football. So you had to buckle up and get ready for that run game any time that you're playing any NFC team. Now I go to the AFC, and at the tail end of playing against the Saints and, with Sean Payton, they started throwing the ball a lot. And they started figuring out that it's all about the left tackle, the guys that are getting pressure, and the guys that are catching the football, which are the wide receivers and corners, which is those awesome corners. And they started paying those guys a lot more money because we were out there a lot more. And when we make those plays, they're game changing.
DeMarcus Ware, our guest, former Cowboy and Bronco. What do you make of the new hire in Denver with Sean Payton pairing up with Russell Wilson?
It's going to be good for them because they needed a leader up top that's going to be able to utilize all the talent that they have on offense. Russell Wilson now can open up the offense and be Russell Wilson, run around and make those plays that we used to seeing him making. But also now the defense don't have to be on the field majority of the time. They had a good defense last year, but they played a lot. So now, you got guys rested. They can get up there and rush the passer, and do what they do. But we'll actually be able to see them score a lot more points now with Sean Payton.
What was the impact of the Super Bowl that you won with Denver? Defense led that team. There's no doubt about it, especially to that playoff run. But what was the Peyton Manning impact on that locker room when he came on board with that team? Even Peyton Manning at not 100% physically, what was that impact like on that football team? Because I'm trying to somehow make the comparison of what a Sean Payton and Russell Wilson combo could do for the offense. What was Peyton Manning like for the entire locker room with you?
For the entire locker room, Peyton Manning was the sheriff. Made sure the offense was doing what they're doing, which is maintaining the game. It wasn't about scoring points. It was like, how many times can we get close to scoring points? If it's 3, if it's 7, getting close to the 20-yard line in the end zone, right? And then on defense, he was just getting to the point to where he always said, we're going to get you rest. He said the same thing in the Super Bowl. He wasn't 100%, but he said, I'm going to make sure that you guys are rested. So when you go out there, you're able to make those plays. They're going to punt. We're going to get short field, and we're going to be able to score points. So it was all about the chess match in the long game. A lot of teams want to score 50 in the first quarter. Peyton said, you know what? We'll score 10 every single quarter. That's our 40. That's how we're going to do it. He always said 7-3. We're going to score 7 and 3, which is our 10 that we need, and we're just going to move on to the next quarter.
DeMarcus Ware, our guest, he's discussing Peyton Manning, the Pro Football Hall of Famer. DeMarcus, a Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist. Tom Brady will be in the Hall of Fame in 5 years after his retirement. The Cowboys wouldn't match up much with the Patriots based on the scheduling process then. But while in Denver, how many times you sacked Brady in your career?
Brady, maybe 5 times, and it was in the tail end of my career. I remember I sacked him once with the Cowboys. I got a lot of pressure on him, and then I sacked him twice. I think in the last AFC Championship game we played, I think we hit him like 30-something times, the most ever a quarterback being hit in the playoffs, but we still almost lost. That lets you know how good Brady was. Like Brady, when they say he's the GOAT, he is the GOAT. He does not get, you can't shake him. You just got to get pressure on him. You got to slow him down, and hopefully your offense can keep up.
DeMarcus, looking through your early career as an athlete, grew up in Auburn, Alabama, played at Auburn High School, starred in football, basketball, baseball, was a track star also. I see how prolific you were at Troy. We obviously know about your NFL career now. How in the world did you slip through the fingers of Auburn University to not star in the SEC? What was your recruitment like coming out of high school that ended up leading you to Troy?
I don't know what recruitment was. I had one school that offered me a scholarship, which was Troy University. I ran like a 4.7. I was a 185-pound wide receiver coming out. And they said, DeMarcus, when you get to Troy, we want to put you at defensive end. At the time, they were Division AA, 1AA. So we played a lot of the Jacksonville States, the Alabama States, the Alabama Montgomery A&M. So we played those small teams. So me being at 195 was normal. But it just got to a point where I got that scholarship, and we started playing these big schools like Marshall and Missouri. So I'm like, I can't play Nebraska at 185. You kidding me? And so, lo and behold, I grew 3 inches, and I gained 50 pounds in 4 years and ran a 4.3. So that was genetics plus being able to get on the right program at the right time.
How much different would it be now with an open transfer portal? I mean, DeMarcus Ware goes to Troy.
O.C. Umenyiora was there, too, at his high school.
Yeah,
absolutely. But, you grow 3 inches. You gain weight, you become a star. Suddenly Alabama and Auburn and everyone come calling, and you're the prize of the transfer portal for someone, both you and some of your teammates there also. Do you think that would have changed your thinking as a college athlete at Troy? And just overall, what do you think about what's going on in college football right now with transfers?
Back then, I didn't know. If I had that transfer portal, I probably would have stayed, because at the tail end of my career, we started playing like the Nebraskas, we started playing Missouris and Marshall. So we started playing a lot of nationally televised games, even though we were the homecoming game. So that was, I would have stayed, but with the new way that they're doing things, it gives players an opportunity. If they start at a small school, they start blossoming, and if they need to be seen a lot more against better talent, now they can go into the SEC or the Big 12 or the Pac-10 and play against some great teams and showcase their talent.
DeMarcus Ware, final thing. The story goes that Jerry Jones overruled Bill Parcells when they went on the clock at 11th overall in 2005. Where would you have been drafted had they not drafted you there with Jerry's blessing?
I would have went to San Diego.
And that's where Merriman went, right?
Yep. I think Merriman was number 12.
Okay.
So it was both of us going back and forth. We were the top outside linebackers at the time. And so Bill Parcells wanted Merriman at 11. So I probably went to San Diego at 12. We had the 21st pick, which was Marcus Spears, but I think that it was either Dallas or San Diego.
How close were you to breaking the all-time sack record? You had 20 in 2008, 2.5 shy. I'm sure there were a couple of moments where you thought, man, this would have counted, or they blew the play dead.
I actually missed 6 sacks, if you really want to know. I missed 6 sacks. I remember every single one of them. And they were like either a couple of them were penalties from holding, the cornerbacks holding, or me just missing Ben Roethlisberger, which I remember I had him down and some way he got away from me. But I was really close, almost twice, because one year I had 20 sacks twice, but they took half a sack away and gave it to one of the other players. I remember that too. You remember all your sacks, especially the ones that you miss. So I was pretty close.
Don't feel too bad. Big Ben did that to a lot of people in terms of not being able to get that big guy down. So you weren't the only one.
He was a great player, man. Great player.
DeMarcus Ware, great player as well. Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist with us, courtesy of BetOnline. Thank you for the visit, man, and hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
There's DeMarcus Ware. And again, BetOnline, the place to check out some great props for the Super Bowl, length of the national anthem. The first song that Rihanna plays, there's some great odds there, Chad. You'll know every song, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the one when you said it, Hutton, that immediately I was drawn to, that I need to go and see what the choices are, and I bet I can pick it right away. But I've noticed with some of these halftime shows, they go kind of deep into the catalog first, and then they build up to the bigger hits.